Welcome to Fandom Night, the show whose artwork on the wall just quadrupled in value. I'm Reploid Bill, William Bush. Do it, guys.
Seth Level Sario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Shane McCree, Proto Guy.
All right, we are here for some news today, correct, people?
Yeah, and a different way of doing the news.
Correct.
Yeah, it's definitely. This is a first.
Well,
try.
okay. It's weird for people who don't listen to the wrestling show. Let me put it that way. We're doing this all via Skype right now. Scotty's got the recording program, so he's got all the audio for this. It's all of us trying to do this.
And then I can
Because
edit it
I-
if needed.
Yep.
So who wants to do this?
I can, because I'm the one who found it. In typical
Yep.
fashion, I came home and I was going through my YouTube pages, like just trying to see, who's updated what videos, see what needs watched, and I come across a Nurse News article where an artist named J. Scott Jackson,
What?
who's best known.
No.
No.
What?
What?
Campbell,
Sorry.
sir,
J. Scott
Yes.
Campbell.
has
Jay
nothing
Scott
to do
Campbell. I'm
with
sorry.
Action Jackson.
But it would be sweet if Scotty were the artist for Marvel.
Go on.
Anyway, he's done a lot of different variants on covers and stuff. He's more known for he did the different covers for Ash versus Freddy versus Jason. He's done a bunch of the Spider-Man stuff, and he posted it to Facebook yesterday. I tried looking up the actual Facebook posts. More than likely, they were taken down. He actually replaced it with him stating that he's not speaking from fact. However, again, what Nerdist had decided to go and state is that anything Slave Leia will no longer be run in production. No more posters. They had a 3D model of the Slave Leia. No more. Bill's posters gone. The action figures, which that jackass standing in a fucking Target decided that I don't need my kids seeing this. It's a woman wearing a fucking bikini. They don't need to see this and know about it, because apparently he's never seen Star Wars. So they've just up and decided that they're just done with Slave Leia. Now that Disney owns all rights to it, not only can Marvel, who's currently doing the comics, they can no longer draw Leia in a, quote, sexy pose, but if I remember correctly, it was
I got the.
oh god, not just
I got
the
the
Slave
webpage
Leia
up,
thing.
so.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not just the
Right.
Slave Leia thing. Carrie Fisher herself even told the girl, I can't think of her name, that's the one I'm thinking of, but the new girl who's supposed to be the new heroine
I got it.
in the movies.
Daisy
Oh, do you?
Ridley.
That's it. Yep. She, God dang it, Carrie Fisher told her,
Don't be a
to,
slave like I
no
was.
matter what they
you
said,
keep fighting against
yes.
that slave outfit.
Yep.
yeah,
Fight
They-
against the slave outfit. Don't be a slave is what she told him. Told her.
yeah. Carrie Fisher purposely went out of her way to say, try not to be a sex icon for this.
Here's the thing. What is going on, and this is all, please understand before people go crazy. There's a lot of information backing this, but so far this is a rumor and hearsay from one
Yep.
artist. It was
Yep.
supposedly, it was told to them, because they're doing the Star Wars comic books right now at Marvel, that they are not allowed to draw Leia in any provocative or sexy pose anymore for any reason. It is also decreed that there will be no more depiction at all of Slave Leia in any form from this point forward in any Star Wars project or property ever. There was a collector's model, a lot like the Harley Quinns that I buy, that
Yep.
supposedly was being made, that has been canceled and scrapped. One of the covers for the Star Wars comic was turned down, and some of the imagery inside of the book had to be altered because, like I said, you can no longer show Leia in a sexy fashion.
Yep.
Because of Disney.
Now, hold on. This isn't 100% confirmed either, though. And yes, if this is what's going on, it is Disney. But even though I already know you guys are. I heard you on the messenger. You guys were like, "What the fuck?" and "Fuck this," and "I'm mad," and "This is dumb." But just one thing, real honest here. Is it okay that the most famous depiction of Leia, and for that matter, the third movie of Star Wars, seems to be a sex slave? I mean, all this equality shit and everything that's going on right now, and you're a big giant company, and you have to make a decision. Let's be honest here for a second. One of the most iconic scenes in your movie is a giant lizard man put a lady in a bikini, and she has to dance and do favors for him, and if she doesn't do it, she's going to get ate by the Rancor.
Well, she also killed him dressed as a sex slave thing.
And that's fine, but her depiction that made her famous was she was a sex slave.
Yeah.
And right
and that's
now,
one of those things. Well,
there's a lot of this equality shit going on right now. So is it 100%? Can we 100% bomb Disney for saying from this point forward we will no longer depict this imagery? They're not saying that they're going to take away all the stuff that's already on the market. No more slave toys, no more cardboard cutouts, no more prints of the posters. But they're not recalling it either.
I could
yeah,
see
I
a
was about to say,
issue.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Well, this also depends on if they're fully going ahead with this other thing that we've heard about numerous times, but not officially from Disney or whoever.
What?
The re-release.
No, I have a feeling that this is not going to screw with the re-release. Like, when it comes right down to it, the movie's already been made, the scene is already out there. Now, yes, again, I'm one of those people where I see both sides of the issue. Like, on literally everything, I can see both sides of the issue. Now, there's a few things not so much, but this is still one of those where I can. And on the one hand, from the fanboy perspective, technically it comes down to a matter of this is retarded because it is a part of the history.
Yep.
Leia gets captured, she becomes a slave, and even as a slave she still kills Jabba, and she still shows how much of a badass that she can be even when she's wearing next to nothing. However, at the same time, yes, exactly what Bill said. The over glorification of sex within media, it comes down to a matter of there's too much of it. You already have Miley Cyrus running around wearing next to nothing, getting fucked by Beetlejuice and shit.
Well, she did nothing. Wasn't she coming in on a cannonball or some shit?
The wrecking ball thing, yeah. But you get what I'm saying. You have the Kardashians, who are the only reason they're known is because one of the sisters decided to fuck her boyfriend rap star and accidentally leak the sex tape.
Oops.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, oops. I didn't mean to hit send and just share it and collect all of the money off of it. It comes down to a matter of, like I said, it's one of those things where, yes, we need to stop over glorifying sex, but at the same time, every other country on the face of the planet is reverse of America. Technically, America is the one that's ass backward. Violence is good, sex is bad, whereas in every other country, sex is good, violence is bad.
Well,
so
you're that's not necessarily true. We have some countries where women aren't even allowed to show ankle.
Well, this is true, but you get what I'm saying.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of this idea. I would have loved to have. I mean, let's be honest. One of my all-time favorite characters is Harley Quinn. Okay, so I'm not a stranger to the whole sex sells thing. But I've heard multiple times from the women that wear these costumes at the cons and whatnot, and spoken with them personally, that have told me that it's empowering to be both sexy and strong, because Leia was forced into a sex appeal character, but still, like you said, maintained that first and foremost, she is a warrior. And let's be honest, the slave costume isn't that far off from what Xena wore every single day on her show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Xena is far from being a slave
Defenseless. Yeah.
or defenseless. And there's no girl that I know of, or guy for that matter, that would tell you that the only thing Xena's got going for her is a pair of boobs.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's a body double.
Really, guy?
Hey,
Really?
that's what that. I read an interview with Lucy Lawless saying when she had her nude scenes most of the time on Xena, it was always a body double.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, look, at least it was a female body double, because back when they did the Wonder Woman show, the body double was a guy with a wig.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Like the scene where she would have to jump and like do like a flip or jump over a car or get hit by something. They would always film it from the side or the back, and far away it was a dude in a wig.
It's a trap.
Yep. Just like Shane's favorite Power Ranger.
Is that
But
something we're
speaking
gonna
of
have to worry
which-
about with the movie coming out and being made?
So what are you
Anyway.
guys thinking on this, though? Because there's really not much to say. This is still a rumor, but there's a lot of proof behind it. I think that this is real so far. I have no reason to speculate or imagine that this is a real thing, but I think they're making a mistake here. Even if you say no more Slave Leia. Okay, all right, I get it. I know that there's a whole feminist movement taking place right now. It's almost as prevalent, if not more so, than it was in the 70s, and we're kind of caught in this now where you have to start being careful what you say and what you do, because it's coming up in the workplaces a lot more than it ever did, at least from my experience growing up. I'm 31 now, and I've never seen it in the workplace as hard as it is right now, or on the internet for that matter. And this movement thing is happening, but I also don't understand, even if you say no more Slave Leia, to tell me that you're not even allowed to draw her doing a sexy pose or being provocative. That part is the part that's really confusing me, because
that's the Disney whitewashing. That's what that comes down to. It comes down to no matter.
Crap.
Yeah, Disney's been doing that for too many years. Much like how Nintendo is supposed to be the family console, quote unquote family console.
Is it bad?
It's not the same thing.
Is it bad for women to be sexy?
Nope.
Is it? I mean, let's be honest here. It's a two-way street too, because the fucking what's his name from Twilight? Did that dude even own a shirt?
Which one?
Yeah, technically you have to specify there, but
Wolf Boy.
we know what you're talking about.
You're talking about Jacob, and yes, he owned his shirt for a short time, and then he kept taking it off.
So he lost the shirt.
Well, wolves don't wear shirts, so he took it off every time he transformed.
It's real, though. How many women stared at that dude and said, holy shit? And I'll bet you there's posters of Wolf Boy all over walls all across America, but now all of a sudden it's some kind of taboo that Leia's above my TV?
Welcome to the world we live in. Not a joke. Like that's the ridiculous thing. Like I said, working at the gas station, I've known girls who were strippers who would come in, and I'd sit down and talk with them because I knew that they were strippers, but I didn't give a shit because I knew all they were doing was coming in, getting up their, drinks, chips, cigarettes, whatever they needed, gas for their car, and I'd just sit and BS with them, and a lot of them will tell you, or at least the ones that, are still clean and sane, which, kind of degrades after a while, but that's a story for another time. But I know, but a lot of them will tell you that, getting up and getting naked in front of well, not completely naked, but you know what I mean, doing like a strip show and stuff, it's empowering. Like, you have everybody and their brother watching you. You're pretty much in control of what everybody's damn near saying, doing, and thinking. And they'll tell you it's empowering as hell. But at the same time, then you have the people who go around and they'll tell you that, no, I'm never going to do that because, it's not up, that's something I'm not into. And again, that's where it comes down to personal moral compass. But again, like you said, when it comes to a company, the company itself is more worried about making sure that they maintain a clean slate. So again, if they're going to whine and cry about Slave Leia, then all right, go ahead and whine and cry and say that it's not a good thing. But then
I
they
have a
need to
question.
sit down
Hold
and
up. No, hold
discuss
up.
all the
Hold
racist
up.
cartoons
Whoa,
they made.
no, hold on. Whoa. This just hit me. Honest question, 100%. Real question. You can even go look at it. Is there a difference between the costume that Slave Leia wears and Jasmine?
A bit.
Yeah, I was about to say a slight difference, but not by much, no.
She wore see-through pants, see-through arms, and a bikini.
Yep.
That's a Disney princess. She's out there for the world to see. Ariel has naked scenes in her movies.
Yeah, but Ariel's also a
Kinda
special
one.
case. They told a dude that he was being fired, but he still had to make the movie.
She could be a special case. They didn't edit or change it. It's still launched in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. Including the priest with the boner.
And are you going to tell me that those movies are they just weren't up to the standard quo of how we know we're supposed to be today or something? Like, where is the mentality coming from that says that we can no longer, like, I'm sorry, humans, we are sexual creatures. 80% of our life is growing to understand it and seeking it.
Yep.
Losing it, finding it, gaining it, wanting it. Hell, a third of people that have good jobs got them not for their own benefit, but because they knew if they were some sort of loser, they were never going to get with anybody.
Quit talking about my personal life, damn it. But yeah, no, you actually are completely correct on that point. Like, it does seem a little ridiculous for them to be flipping out about that, and then at the same time, Ariel has scenes where, wearing a bikini, and Jasmine being a slave to Jafar.
No shit.
Like,
at the end of the movie, she was quite literally a slave girl.
uh-huh.
But you can't praise the slave girl in one show and then, like, go against type in the next one and say that, like,
Yeah.
Did they make figures of that, though?
Is Aladdin anywhere near the
Cult following of Star Wars? Probably not.
I don't think that comes up because of a reason. Like, but I guarantee you, I promise you 1,000% that if you get online right now and look up friggin' Slave Jasmine, I'll bet you can find it.
Well, you also have to be careful because if you type that into your Google search, you might get a little more than the scene we're talking about.
Understood. Might need to put your safe search on before you do that one.
Or just go to YouTube and look up the actual scene from the movie. That one you'll find it safer.
Man, I gotta be honest here. The more that I wrap my head around this,
the more ridiculous it seems. Exactly.
Isn't it more degrading to take that away from Leia?
Yeah.
Because isn't that like you brought up at the very start of this, even as demeaned as she could possibly be, she never stopped being Leia. She is first and foremost a soldier and leader of the rebellion. And no matter how humiliated or obstructed, she is still a warrior of the rebellion.
Yep.
There's one other thing to note, though. The bikini slave thing is also an iconic part of Star Wars.
You also see it, like I said, in all the cosplayers and everything.
Yeah.
And nobody's like, I guess in some special cases we could say it does exist, but I doubt these girls are being forced into that costume and then thrown into the cosplay circuit or whatever. Like, this really confuses me. I'm not sure this is a smart move by Disney. Even if they get rid of the slave outfit, I'm okay with that. I'm going to be honest with you. It's on my wall. It's in the movies. All the old figures and whatnot that are out there running around. If you want to get your hands on a Slave Leia, you could do it without new prop. It's going to be possible. But
yeah, I was about to say, don't you have a figure of Slave Leia too?
Yeah, she's from the Unleashed collection that came out. Yeah. I have Vader, Luke, Slave Leia, and I'm looking to get Boba Fett, Sidious, the Emperor,
Palpatine.
And there's also a Qui-Gon, a Darth Maul, and an Obi-Wan that I want. And then I'll have the entire set. Oh, and I think there's a Stormtrooper in all of that, like a clone trooper.
Clone trooper?
Yeah, and they're all really, really highly detailed and awesome. And yes, I have Slave Leia. She's standing on the stern of a ship. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Just like I said, you can try to demean her as much as possible. Even in the little sexy outfit that she's got on, you could tell that first and foremost, she is not a sexual icon. She is a stand strong woman. She has this battle spear thing. She's kind of leaning back. The wind is hitting her. She's on the stern of the ship, and she's standing tall. And that's of the character design.
And shit, you even brought it up earlier. Like, Wonder Woman, that's another one. Like, Wonder Woman's another one of those characters who wears pretty much next to nothing, and women seem to flock to her because they know that she's powerful. It's like the exact same thing.
What about the original Lara Croft design? Or in the games, anyway.
Well, to be fair, women ran away from that design and have for years. That's kind of the reason for her redesign.
Yeah.
Redesign.
Because that was more of eye candy for the guys. Like, the girls weren't really playing Tomb Raider.
Now, the redesign is something different. The redesign, she's still very attractive, but she has an innocence and a power, determination about her that works better with the character than it did with the original design now. Women can be sexy and be powerful or be determined. It doesn't have to be demeaning to be sexy. Like, this is really difficult for me, people.
Oh, yeah, I know. Once again, like Scott said, it's the, like I said in the group chat,
I'm at a disadvantage.
It's just them being PC.
No, I'm at a disadvantage. I have a penis.
Yeah.
There's very few things I can say here, whether it be to their benefit or not, that doesn't make me look like I'm mad because I don't have Bikini Lady anymore. Like, I have a penis. It's something I'll have to live with for all of my life unless I choose quite a drastic route.
Yeah, unless you choose the Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner route, and yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your girlfriend wouldn't exactly, fiance wouldn't exactly enjoy that one.
Until whatever crisis causes me to lose my penis, there's not a lot I can say here without sounding like a guy.
Yeah.
Well, my reason is a little less guyish, but, well, kind of what I was saying was about the re-releases, not only in what they were doing in the theater before the Force Awakens, or Unleashed, whatever, is coming out, but they were talking about Blu-ray releases for the original trilogy, so I'm worried about them blocking or editing that scene stuff out of Leia.
They can't.
Yeah, they can't.
They absolutely can't, because if you call it the original uncut footage, they can't edit that. They simply
Yeah.
cannot. And if they did, every single vendor, every review person out there that got their hands on it first would warn everybody, and nobody would touch it. If
Yep.
that
It
seems
would not
altered in
sell.
any way, it will not sell. So
But would
that,
this change the plan of releasing it, though?
I don't think so, because they
Yeah.
said no future product. That means
Yeah.
that we won't be seeing a flashback in these movies, because I was told that her daughter has been hired to play young Leia in flashback scenes. And if that's
Yeah.
true, this Leia will never be seen in an overly sexualized way. You won't be seeing any possibility of the Slave Leia ever coming back, be it animated, be it toys, be it comic books, be it anything. But things that have already happened, they're not recalling shit. They didn't go out to the Toys R Us and say, "Hey, all the Black Label Final Fantasy, sorry, all that black, I think it's called like the Black Label collection for Star
Yep.
Wars." They didn't recall the Slave Leia characters, because they're
Yeah,
out
they're
there.
just.
They're on the store
Yeah.
shelves right now. I've seen them. But she has terrible derp face, and there's no way I'm buying it.
Well, I was about to
Like,
say you probably should, because after listening to Babylon,
Han
uh,
looks like Han.
those are rare.
Han looks like Han. And
Yeah.
and when you look at the Chewie, it looks like Chewie, and the Stormtrooper looks great. And even the Luke Skywalker that I've wanted since I was friggin' 12 years old is finally there. The one in the tan jumpsuit that gets his hand cut off. I've waited for that toy my whole friggin' life, and it's finally in the Black Label collection. But the Leia's in it too. And the reason I won't buy her is because they gave her the worst derp face of any toy I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, I know, but like I said, after listening to Babylon, when that dude was freaking out like the Target or Kmart or whatever, literally Kevin and God dang it, Kevin and Ralph were talking about it, and Kev goes, "Yeah, I'm more shocked by the fact that he wasn't freaking out, because the Leia Black Label is like ridiculously hard to find. There's like one in every 20 packs." And I was like, "Okay, so yeah, that is a little bit ridiculous, and especially now you should get it just for the simple fact of if it's going bye-bye,
I don't want
market sales
I
out
don't
the
want
ass."
I don't want it. I don't buy this stuff so that I can resell it. I never have a market value on my mind when I buy these. I buy these for
Oh, I
me.
know.
So, like, yes, it's true that I guess all of a sudden, if this rumor turns out to be true, all my Slave Leia merchandise just quadrupled in value. But tell you the truth, I don't have a lot of it. I have a poster that's been on my wall since I was like, when did I put that
Whatever.
shit on my wall?
When we were living together for the first time, we
No, it was
both.
before that. I had
Oh.
my dad's wall.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he's had it up since I knew him back in high school, and I started going to high school with Bill in '07 was my freshman year. So I'm pretty sure he's had it since before '07. So that's already 8 years plus.
Yeah, I've always had a Slave Leia on my wall as far back as I can even remember. I remember she used to sit above that little love seat.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder something.
Hmm.
Considering how many figures that they did make of a Slave Leia, how many of those do you think are still out on store shelves?
A lot of them. I see
Yeah, a
them
lot.
for us, not but too long ago at all, because we were at Toys R Us not too long ago checking out all the Star Wars. She was there. She's at the Barnes and Noble over here, and I've seen her at the Walmart, two of the Walmarts so far. So she's not that rare either. She's on the store shelves.
Then again, isn't there like a Lego Slave Leia as well out there? For
Yes,
like the
Possibility.
Lego sets?
no,
Yeah.
yes, there is. You're 100%
Oh,
right.
okay.
As goofy as that is, yes, there is a slave Lego Leia.
And they're not going to take these off the shelves because there's no point, because the people that own them already, they're not going to freaking go around to everybody in the country that fucking owns
Let me
Slave
get that
Leia, knock on your door and be like, "Bill, I hear you got Slave Leia stuff. We're here to repossess it."
Yeah.
I got something.
Well, plus not to mention the fact that literally they just got the rights. Lucas just got the rights to build up in Chicago the actual museum. Like they're building a LucasArts museum up in Chicago, and it's supposed to hold all the Star Wars stuff, all of the Indiana Jones stuff, like all of it. So that would like really kill them too, because then they'd have to start increasing ticket sales, like the price of the ticket in order to get in to see everything, because then now Slave Leia's gone, oh well, we have, we've already taken everything back from everybody, and now we got to drop that exhibit as well, and yeah, go on ahead. Now I know that sounds ridiculous, but like I said, the fact that they're not selling this portion of it, again, that's not much, but again, it's one of those things where now you're limiting how much stuff can actually be like go out product wise. Now again,
The
it's
thing you lose is Slave Leia.
maybe
I mean, you can live with that.
yeah, but again, like I said,
I'm purposely trying to play devil's advocate here. I don't understand what the big deal is, but at the same time, I am saying that, let's be honest, we didn't exactly lose anything here either. Like, are future generations going to be less for wear because they can't get a plastic Slave Leia?
It's not the, yeah, it might have been her most iconic, scene in the movies, but it's not all that's not all about Leia. There's more to her than her being half naked.
Yeah.
And then also, Carrie Fisher didn't seem to have an issue with this either. She specifically said, but this is weird too, because for her to make a comment like, "Hey, I regret ever being in the Slave Leia outfit. Don't you ever become a slave. Keep fighting the good fight." Well, literally, you can look this up word for word. When she first started losing weight, it was a question to her, well, why now? Like, are you preparing for something? Is something going on? She just said, I realized that things got out of control. I'm trying to look better. I'm trying to feel better. I'm trying to live better. And she says, the interviewer said, what would your target weight be? And she said, honestly, she says, even though it's unrealistic, I hope to someday put the Slave Leia costume back on just to say, yeah, this little thing, I still have it. Now, how can you make a comment like that and then go completely against grain like 6 years later?
180, yeah.
Maybe Disney.
Yeah, but you can't. Disney,
Yep.
You're playing. There's too much double standards there. You can't
Do you
bitch
think
about
Marilyn
one
Monroe
thing.
would be ashamed of the whole skirt flying up thing? You know what I'm talking about? The famous image where she stands on the steam vent or whatever.
Oh, the Marilyn Monroe.
You think she would be if she was still alive, she'd be like, you know what? I don't ever want that image to be seen ever again. It's just not empowering enough for me.
I don't think she'd give a damn. I think she would want to keep it.
Yeah, I was about to say Marilyn Monroe is also a special case as well, because there's a reason why she did all that, and that's because she knew she had it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of different. Like at the time, she was going out of her way to be the risque starlet, because at the same time she was one of those. I'm trying to think of how to phrase it.
Natural.
Not so much natural. She was more one of those people who was like trying to empower women to actually want to be beautiful and actually want to be sexy. Like she was one of those people actually trying to push women to get out of like the plain Jane clothes and actually go out of their way to like doll themselves up.
Madonna was one of those ladies that said, "Don't be ashamed of being sexy." She was like, "There's nothing wrong with it. It's simply what you are." And I think the reason this is weird is, like I said, no matter how many times I bring it up, it still comes down to the fact that I don't think it's right that they get rid of something like this, but I have a penis. So I can't argue that none of us here can. I'm sorry. No matter how nerd rage you want to get or one way or another, you can't argue the merit of it because I'm afraid you have a penis and because she's in a bikini, that's immediately what people think you're defending.
Yeah.
There's no way you can win this argument. There's no way. You can't do it.
I don't know. I think we did a fairly decent win for it at the beginning, but then kind of slammed it back down to the ground as this is going along. But then again, I've also had 2 beers because work sucked, so I'm kind of not all here right now.
I just think this whole thing runs both ways. I don't see like if from now on are we going to go back through all the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies and remove his ass?
No.
Legitimate question. Fucking his ass is it. Naked ass. Naked
what about like
ass.
what I said on the messenger? It's like, why don't they just go back and it's like, let's get rid of all the people dying because Disney don't want people dying on screen.
That's not true. Disney kills people all the time on screen. Disney is a weird company because the way Disney sees it, as long as there's a happy ending, you can kill, maim, and murder anybody on screen, and it can be as violent as you need it to be. People get shot with cannonballs. Mufasa was shoved off a cliff and stampeded to death.
Clayton got hung by his own struggle.
But you only saw the shadow.
You only saw the shadow, but you knew what happened.
Yeah, so you can kill anybody you want and be as violent as you need to be in any Disney movie, and it's okay as long as there's a happy ending.
And all Disney movies usually have a happy ending.
Violence is no big deal at all for Disney.
I mean, hell, they were, it's been out for a few years, but I only recently watched the new Frozen movie. She almost killed her own sister. And
true.
And throughout the entire movie, her sister is literally dying. But at the end, they had a happy ending, so it's okay.
It's okay.
Yes, they saved her sister, but in the process, she damn near died.
Yep.
So.
And like I said before, if Disney's going to throw a fit over this, first they need to address all the racist cartoons that they made.
I think that, like I said, there's too many double standards because if you get rid of Slave Leia, but you want to keep, like you guys said earlier, Ariel and Jasmine looking like they do, you can't. That doesn't seem right because you can't bitch about one thing and be okay with the other thing.
Nope. Yep. I think it's time. I think it's time we get real stupid. I think it's time to delete Jean-Claude's ass from every movie.
Now, as guys,
we need to go back and touch up the first Terminator
and Time Cop.
Yeah.
Well,
and Kickboxer.
And
Blood Sports.
This is the part where we're going to be guys here, and as guys, we don't want to see another guy's ass. So they went through and deleted all the ass.
Another guy's ass? Shit. Like I said in the first Terminator, Arnold walks down the street butt naked, his dick just flapping in the breeze.
It's funny that you mentioned that because just recently I got the Blu-ray of Terminator, and I sat down to watch it because I was like, I need to watch Terminator and Terminator 2. I just had this anchoring for it, right? And I told Michelle, and Michelle was like, I've never seen that. So I turn it on, and we start watching the first movie, and I swear to you, this is not a joke. It was almost word for word. She says, I seen his penis.
It's funny because I had to point it out to Shane when we were originally doing the monster fights, remember?
You can see his schlong flapping. I think that's just way too sexist. I think from now on, no more depiction of Arnold Schwarzenegger's dick ever. They just need no.
Does that mean we also have to? Do we also have to remove every single Sylvester Stallone movie because he originally started out as a porn star?
Yep. We have to no more naked. No more fucking. We have to go into the movie Demolition Man. We have to remove naked ass.
Yep.
Ice Cube scenes, and I don't want to see. I don't want to see Jackie Chan's butt on the city street during shower 2. I'm done with that. Never again do I need to see a naked ass. Oh, and from 28 Days Later, nah, I ain't about that dude waking up all naked and shit. That's to me. That destroys me inside. And I don't want to see Jean-Claude's ass. And I don't need to see the Terminator's dick. Fucking, I can't take it. I'm a man. And I'm fucking hurt. And I need to feel loved. I need to be desired.
and we need to go back and fix.
Did I lose you guys?
I'm here.
I think we lost Seth.
Yeah, it just went quiet.
Dude,
So,
that's awesome. Maybe that's the end of our
Call
episode.
dropped.
No way. We lost Seth.
well, that's the downfall of doing a Skype thing.
That was awesome. Right in the middle. You never even got to finish.
Last he was saying we need to go back and fix.
I wonder what we had to fix.
I think
we
he
had-
went back and fixed it.
I guess.
Well, clearly, since he never said anything, we don't have to fix anything right now.
Man, I don't know. Guys, I don't think you could drag this out any further. I think this topic is done.